एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ याद रखिए, लाइफ इज़ ऑल अबाउट द चॉइसेस यू मेक। जगह जगह आपको चॉइस मिलती है, आप जो चूज़ करोगे ज़िंदगी आपको वही देगी। आप इग्नोर कर सकते हैं कि क्या करना है प्रोग्राम अटेंड करके, चॉइस इज़ योर्स, बट इफ यू मेक इट देन यू विल डेफिनेटली बेनिफिट। साइकोलॉजिकली अपने आप को रिलीज कैसे करना है, वो भी कुछ गेम्स होंगे, कुछ ट्रिक्स होंगे, कुछ कम्युनिकेशन कैसे बिल्डअप करना है। एक है कि पीयर टू पीयर कम्युनिकेशन, एक है जूनियर सीनियर, एक है आपके टीचर्स के साथ कैसे कम्युनिकेट करना है। ऑल दोज थिंग्स विल बी टॉट हियर, तो यू टेक मैक्सिमम बेनिफिट आउट ऑफ इट। ठीक है, थैंक यू।
We are going to start with the next session. We have the honor of having with us Dr. Rajeev Kumar Mahajan today. Dr. Mahajan is Scientist G and advisor at the SERB, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Dr. Mahajan enables next generation levels of science capital in India. In a distinguished career of over 37 years across multiple domains as an operational forecaster, science administrator, strategy developer, management coach, and talent enabler, Dr. Rajeev has devised operational roadmaps and achieved organizational visions. In a recent development, he has been designated by the Honorable President of India as her visitor nominee for the selection of professors in IITs. Dr. Rajeev's career commenced as a military aviation meteorologist, as a commissioned officer in the Indian Air Force in 1987. He has served in 6 organizations in about a dozen profiles till date. He also voluntarily contributes towards grooming of the Indian civil services aspirants. He is also an international intergovernmental panel expert member for the technical commissions of the World Meteorological Organization and serves as a panelist for Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, Government of India. Dr. Rajeev also has the distinction to serve the United Nations as Chief Meteorological Officer. In recognition of his outstanding accomplishments, the United Nations and the Indian Air Force have conferred several prestigious awards upon him. And during our recent interaction, we also learned that he is an avid marathoner, cyclist, adventurist, photographer, blogger, and a keen yoga practitioner. Thus, dear students, dynamic, wholehearted, and impact man are just a few words that describe Dr. Mahajan in his professional and personal space. We have the honor of having Dr. Mahajan with us today, and he's going to talk to us on careers. I request Dr. Chavi Dhiman to please welcome Dr. Mahajan with a sapling. I request Dr. Mahajan to please say a few words and talk to the students about the careers.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How is the Josh? How is the Josh? How is the Josh? Wonderful. Thank you so much for a wonderful and impressionable introduction of mine. But it is not my honor to come here, let me tell you. It is basically your honor to hear me. Is it like this? No. So, to be very frank, these are the corridors of DTU erstwhile Delhi College of Engineering, where in 1980, I was aspirant to be part of Delhi College of Engineering, but I couldn't make it. So, it is my honor indeed to be part of this audience and address you all actually. So, are you with the Josh? I said, are you with the Josh? Wonderful. So somebody was talking about why this orientation, right? So is this orientation really needed? So my limited aim to share with you is that when it comes to orientation per se, I'm not here to give you some gyan. I'm not here to give you some sermons. I'm not here to give you whatever you have been hearing from your parents. I'm going to give a totally different perspective, and that perspective is going to perhaps revolve around life. So if you are really interested that I should, along with you, orient, I should, along with you, navigate towards your future, then kindly bear with me, and I would really love that you talk to me rather than your neighbors. Rather than making a lateral conversation with your neighbors, if you simply talk to me, if you simply ask me certain questions, interrupt me, stop me, and interact with me, I think that would be wonderful to do. So why this orientation capsule? If I had to ask you, anybody among the audience, anybody among the students, raise your hand. Anybody? Why this orientation capsule? Not even one student? I thought, yes. What's your good name? Can somebody do the needful of giving a mic to this gentleman? Okay, I will do the needful. First, you tell your name, the course you are doing, and why you feel that there is a need for this orientation. I again request you all to pay attention to your worthy colleague of tomorrow. What he want to say, please listen to him. Yes, if not me. So Delhi Technological University is facing a technological challenge for a mic. 3 cheers. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Wonderful. So I think we go further. Unless there is a mic already as a replacement, let's see what this gentleman has to say.
Number.
Yes, you are lucky, man. Okay.
So, my name is Mohammed
No,
Mohammed.
I can't hear you. Can you hear him? Okay, little louder.
So, my name is Mohammed Monis, and sir, you asked why orientation is necessary.
Ladies and gentlemen, my dear young ladies and gentlemen, unless you listen to him, if you keep talking to each other, you will not be able to hear him. Please listen to him why he feels there is a need of orientation capsule. Yes.
Yeah, so my
Turn around. You can turn around.
I guess orientation is necessary to tell us about what are the things we are supposed to do, what are the opportunities, and what things not to do, and also to meet people, I guess, to know about the various. Yeah. Okay. Know about the various from seniors, what to do, like societies and clubs also, but Like also to know about various other things in engineering. It's not just about placement. Like there's a lot of things potential in engineering. You can also do a lot of research, go for a master's somewhere. So orientation tells you about what opportunities lie ahead of you.
Guys, let's give him a big hand.
Hello.
So this capsule, orientation capsule, is it to orient you towards education, engineering, career per se, the technology per se, or importantly, the last part, the life? Is it sum total or only life? Let's see how we go about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just share with you that I wanted to be part of Delhi College of Engineering, erstwhile Delhi College of Engineering, now Delhi Technological University. But courtesy my poor results in 12th class, that time it was a merit-based selection. Whosoever made in the merit, he was part of Delhi College of Engineering. So courtesy my poor results, I must admit in front of this audience, when I say poor means I could barely manage 65.40% in 1980, right? We were one of the forerunners, the first time boarders, when the Central Board of Secondary Education started giving the new board pattern, the new board system, that is 10 plus 2, within 2 years, my percentage was so low that I no matter how hard I tried to be in Delhi College of Engineering, nobody will let me enter. So if this is the case, do you feel proud of it? Do you feel proud of it? I'm asking you. So if you feel that you should feel proud of it, I've got something written on this slide. What does it say? If you think you are big, you become small. If you know you are nothing, you become immense. That is the beauty of being human. So I'm really congratulating you that you are initiating your life in Delhi Technological University in the first year and you have made your grades. But I want to caution you today, if you believe in the theory, I know, then there is no possibility of knowing further. But if you believe in the theory, I don't know. I don't know. If somebody asks you, or if somebody from the peers, somebody from the parents, somebody from the teachers, if they ask you something, and if your body language is, oh, don't tell me, I already know. I already know. Is there any possibility of knowing further? I'm asking you, is there any possibility of knowing when you tell yourself that I already know? So please bear that you might have made it big to be part of Delhi Technological Universities, but come at the level ground and start thinking there is much further in life to acquire. Do you know about this gentleman? What is his name? Guljar, somebody said. Okay, so what does it say? हवा को भी गुमान था अपनी आजादी पर, किसी ने उसे भी गुब्बारे में उड़ा दिया. Right? So why I'm bringing this slide to you, if your lungs are filled so much with air, please try to deflate your lungs the way you deflate the tires which are over with air actually. But that means if you feel that you are big, then it is better to deflate your lungs. But if you feel that you couldn't make it to IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, and if you feel there is a scope of some air in your lungs, please don't feel bad. Be proud of this fact that you are part of DTU and try to gain some more air in your lungs so that you are, if not perfect, you are a confident man of tomorrow. My next question, which you should be asking yourself, that you want to be an engineer or a technocrat? Anybody from the audience? You would like to be an engineer or technocrat? Audience? Anybody? Raise your hand. Technocrat or engineer? And why this question? Why I'm asking this stupid question to you? When I am already aware that we are in an era that even 4 years from now, when you are going to pass out from here, the placement agencies, the companies, the corporate sector is going to hire you as a technological consultant, associate consultant, assistant technological consultant. 90% of them are going to call you as this designation. Then why this question, engineer or a technocrat? The answer is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is you need to be engineer first to be technological consultant, to be a technocrat of tomorrow, because science and engineering per se, both of them are going to be translated into technology if you have actually acquired your knowledge on engineering very well. My limited aim is to tell you that I am from a vintage age. I am running my 60th year. And when I look back, if you see 3 decades from now in the past, or if you even see 3 decades in future, you will find that technology per se is changing at a pace much faster than you can even comprehend. This technology change is the biggest challenge for the leaders in the industry, leaders in the corporate today. So why this question that whether you should be an engineer or a technocrat first? Ladies and gentlemen, you must understand, when I look back from an age where about 40 years ago, when I was being reared in a small family, very small, humble family of a laborer, of a one-room house, wherein kerosene oil as well as the gas stove, not gas stove, I mean the kerosene stove was basically meant for the lighting the house as well as cooking. From that stage, we have reached a stage where we are talking about electricity, the conventional means of energy, from conventional means of energy to the non-conventional means of energy, and now we are talking about green energy. So in essential, technology is changing at a pace much faster than you can even comprehend. The technology becomes obsolete on the shelf within 2 to 3 years today. There will be a time 4 years from now, it is going to be becoming obsolete within 1 year of its shelf life. Another 15 years, it is going to be obsolete within 2 months of its shelf life. Don't you think so? I'm asking you, don't you think so that it would happen? So if technology is going to change at such a fast pace, why talk about technology in next 4 years? Let us start thinking about what for you have come, whether to be a computer science engineer, engineer per se, mechanical engineer, engineer per se, electrical engineer, engineer per se. But importantly, unless you learn to be an engineer, you are not going to be a technocrat for sure, actually. Are you with me? I'm asking you, are you with me? Wonderful. So, in this slide, what I want to tell you, that you should actually, learn the concept of idea. Some people say that an idea can change the life. I feel it's more of a marketing gimmick of idea company or very myopic view. To me, idea can really change the world itself. Do you counter me? Or do you doubt my statement that an idea cannot just change the life, but idea can change the world? The case in point is a case of sieving machine. Imagine when the sieving machine was invented about hundreds of years ago, what happened? It not only revolutionized the textile industry, it also revolutionized the industrial revolution. It was a game changer for the women in terms of garments, upholstery, shoemaking. That means it only influenced the role and status of the women in the world. Rather, it changed the world permanently. So in that light, if you look at your understanding for next 4 years should be to think in terms of design thinking. And when you say to think in terms of design thinking, that means design thinking to have synergy between 3 factors. That is human psychology, technology, and society. And for this synergy to happen, ladies and gentlemen, the most important factor, the common factor is going to be an idea, the ideation. So start believing in your ideas. More and more you believe in your ideas, more and more you are comfortable. So when it comes to this ideation per se, I will say start not only believing in your idea, start expressing your ideas in front of your peer group, in front of your teachers, start designing your ideas and start demonstrating your ideas per se. And these 5 factors, these 5 life important aspects are going to basically create that kind of synergy which is needed for the design thinking. So the next question is, how do I plan my next 4 years? What I am going to do next 4 years? Is it the academics? Is it the only academics? You will see for yourself. So can you see this graph in front of you? What does it say? On x-axis you have stages of life, and on y-axis you have mathematical skills. If you start your journey as a toddler, as an elementary school person, if you remember, you started with number and counting. Now you have reached a stage where you are talking about advanced calculus in your college days. But imagine, after you learn all this, there is a dip. And the dip is saying, finally you are going to deal with what? Spreadsheets. If you are going to finally deal with spreadsheets, the data, the analysis of data, whether you are a marketing man, operations man, or whatever segment, you are an HR person, organizational behavior person, or whatever you take in your life, don't you think if finally you are going to do spreadsheets, you should take note of life today, that what you are going to plan for next 4 years. So my advice to all of you will be, rather than thinking what you are going to do next 4 years, start thinking in terms of what is going to happen after 4 years. How the corporates, how the industry, how the government sector who is going to employ you, they are going to ask certain questions to you. And those questions are, those stakeholders which are going to be your clients, you must know what's in their company, that is the business value. What is there for me personally, even as a person? The assurance, the trust, capability, commitment, and indemnity. These 5-6 factors are going to play a very important role tomorrow. That means after 4 years, why not start developing these characteristics in your character and personality today onwards, tomorrow onwards, and I can assure you, sky is the limit for making success in life. How many of you, forget about what is written on this slide, how many of you understand there is a difference between career and a job? If you have not understood a simple thing like career and a job, it is important for you to start understanding there is a career and there is a job. So I will give you 2 examples, right? The first example is of a career of an Indian Civil Services officer, a career of an Indian Armed Forces officer. And the second example I am giving you, the career of a technocrat. When I say technocrat, the career of a coder. The career of a coder in a company. Which one among them is career and which one among them is job? Anybody among that audience? Which is a job and which is a career? Anybody? Come on, I thought you are all intelligent lot. One chap who should tell me which is a career and which is a job. I'm going to detail people otherwise.
First of all, thank you, sir, for sharing the mic with me. In my opinion, it depends on the perspective of a person.
What's your good name, please?
My name is Himanshu Kumar Jha. In my opinion, it's depend on the perspective of a person, what his job is and what's his career. But basically, an army and a civil services, in my opinion, is a career, and coding may be a job. And it's obvious, some people have their passion to do code, but army and going in an armed force, doing the services for the people gives you a career and a life.
Can we give a big hand to this gentleman? So essentially, I'm not going to repeat what is written on the slide. I'm going to leave this presentation for you. You can share this presentation with you. I don't believe anything is my own property. I always believe any knowledge which you have is the property of everybody among you. So essentially, do not get into an impression presently that a government job is a career and a private job is a job per se. No, big no. But essentially what you should draw, that what job you are going to take tomorrow. Is there any life beyond packages of 6 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs, 45 lakhs, 1 crore? Is it the life you are talking about in terms of packages only? Then you are heading for a very serious problem in life. That is, you are heading for a job which may turn out to be a great burnout for you when you are going to be 35 to 40 years of age. But if you start thinking in terms of your career, in the direction of a career, not as a package, is something which is going to satisfy throughout your life, it is going to become a way of your life, then there is a point in terms of nurturing your life now onwards only. And I again repeat, ladies and gentlemen, there is a huge difference between career and a job. Start distinguishing. Forget about what parents told. Forget about that cousin of mine told. Forget about your girlfriend told or your boyfriend told. Forget about what your earlier teachers told or your seniors told in DTU. You must understand there is a huge difference between career and a job. Unless you distinguish between this, you are not going to reach anywhere. So this is what is going to be important. Not only 20 years backwards. See, you all took, majority of all of you took computer science, engineering, and IT related fields by choice. Why? Because last 20 years, whether in the country or across the world, those who took this discipline, they have made a difference, not only for themselves, but for the environment around them. But I caution you, not only in the backyard, but look forward next 20 years and start thinking that which technologies or which business domains are most powerful, promising. I have listed about 5, 6 of them. Don't go by my research, because this is my research. You have your own research on this topic, on this subject, and one of the things is microfinance. Anybody has got any idea about microfinance? Microfinance. What is microfinance? Anybody among the audience? Can you help me understand the audience? What is microfinance? Why more and more banking industries are coming to DTUs, IIT Delhi and such setups to hire people for banking? It is because of this microfinance, okay? But importantly, not only what industry, importantly, the second part of the slide, which line up with your own belief system, whether it is the defense sector, whether it is the consumer sector, whether it is the corporate sector, or the academia. Or when it comes to academia, how many of you want to become an academic person like what people are there in the front benches? Raise your hands. How many of you want to be professors? Please raise your hands. 1, 2, 3. I can assure these people are the guys who are going to make numbers in front of their professors in coming 4 years. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 people? So this is what I wanted to bring. there is a fallacy, unfortunately, in the country particularly. When it comes to academia, people talk in terms of PhDs. People talk in terms of PhD as a stigma. People talk in terms of PhDs, whether PhDs are going to lead to any jobs or no. Gone the days, ladies and gentlemen, when PhDs, the academic line which you are going to pursue, it does not mean that you are going to land up as a professor or you are going to pursue a scientific field. More and more companies today, I again repeat, more and more companies, more and more corporates, including the Indian MNCs, are hiring people as market research analysts, business development managers, competition intelligence analysts, operation research analysts, as PhDs rather than MBAs, BTechs or MTechs. Can you believe that last 10 years, there has been about 20% surge in those positions which was hired for such high-fi positions, and that 20% surge is going to increase in future. So don't get scared of doing PhD. PhD should not be a stigma. That is why I'm saying do your research very well. And when it comes to the last part, which is in the red, that is civil services or government services, don't think civil services only in terms of IAS, IPS and IFS. My God, there are at least 25 sectors, whether it is agriculture, telecommunications, power, infrastructure, textiles, mining, etc., where you can really make a dent when it comes to your own standing as a career. So this slide is the most important slide of my talk. Forget about anything, whether the segment, domain, what you should be asking yourself, whether my career is ensuring leadership. That means whether it is having a 360-degree outlook in terms of leading above, leading below, and leading at your level. What does it mean? That means you must have absorbed during your school days also, and you will observe now in your college times, there were always people who were considered leaders among their peers actually. So start thinking about your job or career only in terms of one aspect, whether this career is going to ensure the leadership or not. If it is ensuring the 360-degree outlook, the role dynamics, understanding of diversity, and respecting the diversity, respecting the inclusiveness, particularly whether your career is going to make an impact in your life or it is going to be a money-making machine. Please look into this. And the second part of the slide, the personal virtues, whether the career is going to develop an ability in you to leverage strengths, fill in weaknesses if you have, particularly accept the weaknesses with courage of conviction, and importantly, dealing with failures. Is there any problem in dealing with failures? I'm asking a question. Somebody had a breakup. Girlfriend ने boyfriend को छोड़ दिया, boyfriend ने girlfriend को छोड़ दिया. Is it a failure? I'm asking you. Is it a failure? So if it is not a failure, why you people get depressed? Why? I'm just giving an example. There could be hundreds of examples where you felt small failure and you felt that life is over. Do not blame others. Take up the responsibility. Do not blame others for your failures. I wanted to be a civil servant, let me tell you. Today I am a civil servant, fine. I am a senior bureaucrat in science, fine. But I am here by accident. But actually I wanted to join Indian Administrative Services. Do I blame people? Do I blame my circumstances? That I was from such a humble family that there was not even sufficient food at home at times. So where was the cushion? Where was the support system at home which could tell me after my MSc when I did from Delhi University that, man, you next 3-4 years you prepare for Indian Civil Services. Even if you don't make it, we are there to support you. unfortunately, I started blaming this to my ecosystem. My ecosystem is my humble background. Stop blaming this. Stop blaming this the way I blamed my ecosystem. Why? If I would have been having courage of conviction, I would have simply done what in my life? I would have taken pledge that next 4 years I will support myself or through tuitions or through various part-time jobs the way I was doing since 11th, 12th. My dad declared after 10th itself that, man, I don't have any money for you to even support for uniform, support for your fees. Please take care of yourself. When I was doing since 10th, why I couldn't take that courage of conviction, why I started blaming it on Rio. And of course, I joined Indian Air Force as an officer, but that was plan B. Why I did resort to plan B? Why not plan A? These are some of the questions I must ask you. Ladies and gentlemen, how is the Josh? How is the Josh? How is the Josh? How is the Josh? Come on. So gain a thorough understanding of your career options, otherwise you will be forced by circumstances to take a position the way I have been forced. I am here by accident. I am again saying I am scientist G and advisor by accident, not by choice, which is alignment with your capability, capacity, and compatibility. Importantly, your long-term goals. I'm sure you have some short-term goals, you have some long-term goals. And understanding which industry positions are on the rise will help you to see what's available to you outside of traditional career path. So when I say traditional career path, you might have thought doing a PhD means only traditional career path of a scientist or an academician. But more and more jobs. Imagine I met some young lady who is a pass out from Delhi Technological University Mechanical Engineering Department, and she shared with me something interesting. After doing 2-3 years of job in India, she said, I'm going for MS, and then I'm going for PhD. You know for what? And she was reasonably placed. She was in the design engineering of mechanical engineering. She said, I'm going to USA to do a PhD because I will invest about next 6 years, and my jump after 6 years are going to be much more phenomenal. What I am going to become in next 6 years, I cannot even think of becoming in next 6 years, being simply a B.Tech from Delhi Technological University. Start having your own research on the career options. So India presently is doing some kind of moniker, business to enable the startup ecosystem. Startup ecosystem, but is it sufficient? Ladies and gentlemen, is it sufficient that whatever India, whatever the government, whatever the corporate world, whatever the capital, venture capitalists are going to do with respect to making this startup system enabling, is it going to be sufficient? No. My humble submission to you, all of you, is start learning about the dynamics of a startup. You need to not only start up, the second stage, you need to stand once you start up. And once you stand, the third stage, you need to stay up. You need to stay up. That means you should understand the essence of sustainability in a business. But importantly, there are many founders I can see among you who are going to make startup as their first choice. Many more potential founders even I can think of. Say, I was thinking about 20%, it could be about 50% of the total of 2,500 students. But I have a caution for you. The caution is, if you are going to make startup as more of a venture in your life to make money, and rather very quickly, I think you are going to make a mistake of your life. Because neither you will make money quickly, nor you will succeed. It's a rare and rarest of rare thing to make money quickly in a startup system. Last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, you will do a disservice not only to yourself, but to the organizations which you are going to build, but to the nation, but importantly, those ethical founders of tomorrow who are going to build up these, startup systems to transform this society if you don't follow the simple process of ethics. Startup doesn't mean money. Startup means transforming the society. So if you have some good ideas, let them shape up, but importantly, your sole goal should be to transform the society. If that is a goal, I can assure you, you will be a success, you will make a lot of money, you may make quick money, but if you feel that this guy who is standing on the rostrum, how much he knows about life, if you feel that it is all bullshit, my aim to startup is going to be making money, you are going to be sadly mistaken what you are going to see in your life. How many of you or anyone in the audience can tell me what is placebo effect? What is placebo effect? Raise your hand. Placebo effect. Yes. Please give him the mic. Can you stand up, please? Yeah. Can somebody give him mic? I think people should be responsive enough to what I'm saying. Can somebody give him mic? Or I will go.
Hi, my name is Narendra. So placebo effect is when you believe in something and you actually become it. So for instance, you believe that you're good at something, and then your brain will develop in a way that you will actually become good at that thing.
Please give him a big hand. So what he's trying to say is through an example actually. I give you an example where a woman who always used to have trouble with respect to pains, sometimes pain in the head, sometimes pain in the shoulder, sometimes pain in the heart, and she was a very frequent visitor to a doctor. Doctor trying all the tests, all the mechanisms, all the medicines, he failed after 3-4 months. Finally, he had a psychological idea. He said, let me not give anything to this lady in terms of medicine. So what he did, he gave her homeopathic pills without any medicine even poured into those pills actually. And with lot of belief, he told this lady, ma'am, इस बार जो मैं आपको मेडिसिन देने जा रहा हूँ, उससे जब आप इसको लेंगी अगले एक वीक के लिए, आप मेरे पास कभी वापस नहीं आएंगी. Can you believe this lady never turned back? This lady never came back. So this is the belief system. Unless you have that belief system in yourself, the placebo effect, what we call, this would not happen. And there is nothing known as ideal career. Your parents, your peers, your senior, that cousin of yours who is very established, who is well regarded by your parents, he has been telling you that please do this, this is ideal for you. I don't think there is an ideal career. What you should be doing, what I want to do, start thinking in those terms. Do your homework. Please don't depend upon what research I have done. All of you, I'm sure, are spending a lot of time on social media. You are one of the wonderful generations which is so prominent on multifaceting, whether it is mobile, laptop, music, food. I think 4 or 5 activities you can do together, and salute to you. When I say salute to you, please give a clap to yourself, all of you. There might be some people in my generation who might be undermining your this multifaceted aspects. But my only submission to you is, in this business, if you just simply take half an hour every day to go to Google search engine and many other search engines which guides you how to build up your career, just half an hour every day, without any doubt, and start reading another half an hour the newspapers, the Economic Times, or any newspaper of your choice, I think the sky is the limit after that. Take a well-informed decision. Don't go by what people said. Don't go by that notion that government jobs are all bad. Don't go by notion what I am saying today in front of you. Please do your research and please take a well-informed decision. Nobody dies of hard work. Have you ever heard? Hard work, कि ये आदमी मर गया, काम बहुत कर रहा था. Have you heard about it? So no shortcuts. My only request to you is, unfortunately, we are in an education system, whether through coaching for IIT-G, you have been actually transformed to take shortcuts. Am I right? Now is the time you need to learn engineering. If you want to learn engineering actually by heart, by choice, stop this shortcut method. Nobody dies of hard work. Do you need to have fallback options, plan B, plan C, plan D? If you ask me, no. There should be no plan B, plan C, and plan D. If you have plan B, your focus for plan A is going to diminish for sure. You are not going to do anything substantial. You are not going to do anything focused with respect to plan A. So you take a well-informed decision in next 6 months what you are going to become and start focusing your energies towards that line. And when I say you take a decision 6 months from now, I do not mean that without any research. Your decision should be a well-informed decision. So I'm going to now, we are almost at the last part of our talk. I'm now going to talk about some soft skills. So this is not going to be the usual rhetoric, professionalism, communication, teamwork. I'm not going to talk about these soft skills in front of you. I'm going to give you 3 soft skills only for the life, which I have followed. And let me tell you, since I have followed, I've seen people following those 3 skills. And not only they are successful, they are happy lot. If you have to ask yourself, what is the ultimate aim of life? Is it to be successful? Is it to make more money? Or is it to be joyous? Is it to be happy? If you really want to be happy, if you really want to be joyous, please follow these 3 soft skills. Now the question is, before I talk about these skills, can you acquire these skills by training? The answer is yes, no, or if no, what reasons? I don't have time to interact with you, and unfortunately the ecosystem is quite not very responsive enough that you can interact with me. But importantly, what you should know, when it comes to whether they can be acquired by birth, I strictly say no. Because my birth was in the family of a laborer. When I can acquire those soft skills, I remember my days when I joined Kirodimal College as BSc Honours Maths. I didn't even know, being a government school product, I didn't even know how to utter 3 English sentences properly. So I worked upon myself. I took help of others, my peer friends, and let me tell you, there was no looking back. In my college times, I was joint secretary, general secretary, president of the society, the same timid boy, the same boy who didn't have guts to even speak in front of him. He was the senior under officer NCC. He was the general secretary, music society. He was the president, dramatic society, and so on. Next 3 years was the time I developed myself. So the soft skills can be developed. Why a technology guy like you needs soft skills? I think the Angrezi is absolutely self-explanatory here. So this is the last part, covering up on errors. You will make errors, not only during your college life, when you join corporate, when you join industry, when you have your own startup. How to cover up your errors? So soft skills actually need to be also learned because of these reasons. Okay, they are going to make you more strengthened. My first tentacle, which I am going to tell you, is integrity. Can anybody from the audience tell what is integrity? Anybody? Yes, please. Can somebody give me mic, please?
Hello all, my name is Nitin. Honesty and integrity are two words, come handy. So first we need to understand what is honesty. Honesty means your act, you are doing some act which has been seen by some other people. Wherein an integrity means you are doing the same act but nobody is looking at you. So I give you an example. Now you are standing at a Bhavana red light. A police guy is standing there and you are stopping your car at the red light. Is honesty. You are following the rules. But in the midnight, when there is no police wala, still you are stopping your car at the red light, is integrity.
Please give him a big hand. But essentially, when you talk about honesty and integrity, they are not the same things. Integrity means honesty towards yourself first. If you are not even honest to yourself, you cannot be honest towards others. And what is this honesty towards yourself? Please listen to me. Honesty towards yourself means your sochna, your kathni, and your karni. सोचना, कहना और करना, जब इन तीनों एलिमेंट्स में एक ही समानता है, when there is a complete relationship between what you say, what you think, and what you do, that means you're a man, you're a woman of high integrity. Unless you develop this soft skill, let me assure you, unless you develop this soft skill in your life in next 4 years, if you have already, I salute you. If you don't have this, you will be actually not only getting into success rates very low rate, but you will be actually finding yourself always in problems. Integrity doesn't mean loyalty. Integrity doesn't mean honesty. Integrity means जो आप सोचते हैं वही कहते हैं और वही करते हैं. There is no conflict. Can you please? So this is an example of integrity. Nobody is watching him, but he is so honest to himself, what he does. There is a question or reward to this young boy for what he did. There is not even a broad smile on the face of the gentleman as reciprocation. So honesty is one thing, integrity means integrity is not affected by the factors beyond your comprehension actually. Next. The second and the foremost part in your life, what you should understand, empathy. Empathy means not sympathy. Empathy means thinking from other shoes. Empathy means when your parents tells you something, when your elder sibling tells you something, when your teachers tell you something, start thinking from their shoes. Even your friend tells you something, Be empathetic rather than reactive. Be empathetic, start thinking from their point of view, and if you develop this second soft skill in your life, I think your not only success, it's a beautiful way of life. It's a way of life which is not only going to lead you to success, but importantly, a lot of joy. The last and the foremost quality which you have been told by parents, your peers, your seniors, it is not the first quality which I listed. You have been always told to excel in life. Nobody told you to maintain integrity as the first principle, empathy as the second principle, and excellence is the third principle. So your priority in life should be to look at excellence as the third priority, but an important priority. And excellence, why third priority? Because it is never stationary. It is never permanent. Today you made it to DTU. Tomorrow, this excellent target which you have achieved, this target is giving you angutha and saying, next 4 years from now, I am standing here in this corporate world, in this IS sector, in this industry. अगर आप में दम है तो आओ और मेरे को पकड़ो. Are you with me? So, excellence is not a stationary target. It is a moving target. It is not about perfection. It is giving you 100%, your 100% efforts, maybe 106% efforts. But importantly, it is to aspire for excellence without compromising the basic tentacles of life, that is integrity and empathy. But how will I do it? आपने बहुत सा ज्ञान दे दिया साहब. मैं करूँगा कैसे ये? I've got something listed for you. You are under no obligation to be same person you were a year, a month ago, or even 45 minutes ago from now. Just 45 minutes ago, what were you? Nobody is expecting you to be the same person. So there is a way you can start thinking in terms of change in your life. You need to grow. So this is more of Angrezi, but a very, very effective, practical, Angrezi, the 10 commandments of life, which I have followed, which I have seen people following in life. Let me be self-disciplined. How many of you sleep by 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock? Nobody. Oh my God, so many. Wonderful. 3 cheers for these guys. Now the question is, why self-discipline is so important? Why, the time which is kept for sleeping, one should be sleeping. Am I talking to you like your parents? No, I am talking purely from science point of view. There is a reason that why you should be sleeping in time and you should be getting up in time. You need 3 hobbies basically. One to keep you creative, one to keep you in shape, and one to keep you making money. Intention is one thing, execution is another. In your life, will you execute what you intend, or will you let things happen to you accidentally as it happened to me is the big question. Oh, this is a very important slide. And what does this slide depicts? Left and right. What is the difference? I talked about stop taking shortcuts, but it doesn't mean that shortcuts doesn't mean that stop taking short steps in life. Please make your goals, make your objectives really realistic, and you will reach the ladder. But if you make your goals and objectives unrealistic, you will constantly have struggle with your goals as well as your success. Final word. Have you heard about this? Anybody who can say Maslow's theory of hierarchy? What is this about? Anybody among the audience? Okay, I will help you. In the lower end, There are psychological needs, whether it is breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, exertion, and then comes the safety needs after you pass out your college, whether it is security of body, employment, resources, morality, and so on. There comes a stage in your life, I think it's the stage that comes where I'm actually gunning for self-actualization, what we call nirvana. But unfortunately, my dear friends, your generation, when I actually salute your generation, I see a problem in your generation also. And what is that problem? Your Maslow theory of needs is slightly different. Your Maslow theory of needs starts from where? Top, bottommost, what are your physiological needs? You should have a full battery, a Wi-Fi, and so on. And finally, what is the nirvana? I should have at least so many people who are going to follow me on Instagram. I should have so many people on LinkedIn following me. And importantly, is it your self-esteem you draw from? How many followers? Please tell me if I'm not wrong. How many of you do not think like that, fortunately or unfortunately? So please, yes, fine, very nice. But please understand, Maslow theory of needs, hierarchy of needs is different than this. Start identifying where you're wrong. So it is important that you spread your good vibes in real world, not just online by putting a status. WhatsApp status लगाते हो ना आप लोग? Facebook पर भी लगाते, Facebook कौन देखता है आजकल साहब, right? Okay. याद रहे ये सफर बड़े आदमी बनने का नहीं है, ये सिर्फ आदमी बनने का भी है. 9 times out of 10, the answer should be the people. And why I say so? You know, there is somebody known as Peter Drucker. Who is this Peter Drucker? He is the most successful HR, human resources professional from Harvard. And you know what did he say? He said once, 88% of success is directly related to your behavior management. That is people's management. Only 12%, rest of the 12% is there in the library which is having Harvard books. If you have not learned this aspect of life, now you will face music after music throughout your life. Somebody want to look at himself that, whether I'm looking nice as a bald, somebody is having, some julfis, somebody is having some lipstick, and he want to remain attractive by looking in the mirror this way. My caution to you is start getting into yoga, start getting into meditation, start getting into those practices of life which brings you spirituality in a very attractive form. Thank you so much for patient hearing. I know such kind of large audience, it is difficult to manage them intact, but if I am able to make any difference in your lives, I am always available to you. I am also available on LinkedIn. I will be really honored that in case I can continue mentoring you throughout your life. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Rajeev. I hope all the participants appreciate what I have been stressing, why this orientation program is important. He has given you all the perspective in a nutshell. So the next 3 days also will be on similar lines, and you will get many more such interesting sessions for you people. So kindly make it a point to appreciate what the speakers are trying to convey and how you can turn up yourself into a very good professional after 4 years. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your words of wisdom and inspiration in the spirit of this orientation program. Now, as a token of respect and appreciation, on behalf of DTU, we would like to present a shawl and a memento to Dr. Rajeev. I request Professor Rajeshwari Pandey ma'am to do the honors. So this informative session comes to an end. Now the last thing of the day to be done is to take the campus tour.